The
He is the
boardroom
one
fell
who stole
silent
it.
the moment
Search his
security
bag and you will
stormed into
see.
the grand ballroom.
I swear I didn't
Crystal
take it.
chandeliers still
Well, what do we
sparkled
have
above the
here?
charity gala, but every smile disappeared as a velvet display case was opened to reveal nothing inside. $4 million worth of rare blue diamonds had vanished in seconds. Before anyone could process what had happened, suspicious eyes turned toward the quiet single father who had been preparing dinner in the kitchen only moments earlier. The female billionaire who owned the luxury empire did not hesitate. She publicly accused him of stealing the diamonds, unaware that the humble chef she had just destroyed was no ordinary man at all. He was a former federal agent who had once dedicated his life to exposing dangerous criminals. Before we continue, if you believe kindness, second chances, and standing up for the innocent still matter, take a moment to like this video, comment where you're watching from, share it with someone who loves emotional stories, and subscribe to Kindness Corner so you never miss another inspiring journey. Daniel Carter had spent the last 6 years living a life few could truly understand. After losing his wife Emily to an aggressive illness, he walked away from a distinguished career as a federal agent. His greatest mission was no longer chasing criminals, it was raising his 8-year-old daughter Lily with love, honesty, and hope. Every morning before sunrise, Daniel tied on a simple white apron instead of a tactical vest and stepped into the kitchen of one of the city's most exclusive hotels. Cooking became his therapy. Every meal reminded him of Emily, whose greatest joy had been bringing people together around a table. Though the pay barely covered their expenses, Daniel never complained. Lily's smile each evening when he returned home with leftover desserts was worth more than any paycheck he had ever earned. The hotel had recently secured a contract to cater a glamorous charity event hosted by billionaire businesswoman Victoria Langford. Admired for her wealth, beauty, and influence, she was celebrated as a self-made icon. Yet behind her polished image was a woman deeply obsessed with protecting her reputation at any cost. That night, she planned to unveil a collection of rare blue diamonds valued at $4 million before auctioning them for charity. The ballroom filled with wealthy guests, politicians, celebrities, and investors. Daniel remained focused on preparing flawless meals. He had no interest in luxury or status, only in finishing his work early enough to tuck Lily into bed. During a brief break, however, he noticed something unusual near a restricted hallway. A security supervisor appeared nervous, and another employee kept checking his phone while avoiding eye contact. Years of investigative experience sharpened Daniel's instincts. He memorized their faces, but returned to work, convincing himself his days of solving crimes were over. Minutes later, chaos erupted. Alarms echoed through the ballroom. The diamonds had vanished, without triggering the security system. Victoria immediately ordered that all staff be searched. Guards lined employees against the walls as fear spread rapidly. Then, from Daniel's chef bag, a guard pulled out a velvet pouch containing the missing diamonds. Gasps filled the room. Television cameras captured everything as Victoria declared justice had been served. Without waiting for an investigation, she publicly labeled Daniel a thief. By sunrise, headlines had already spread. Single dad chef steals $4 million diamonds. Daniel lost his job instantly. At school, Lily faced whispers and cruel comments. One afternoon, she returned home in tears, asking if her father had truly done something wrong. Daniel held her close and said softly, "The truth always finds its way back into the light." But he knew proving it would take more than hope. Instead of giving in to anger, Daniel quietly reawakened the investigative instincts he had buried years ago. He studied surveillance footage, analyzed timelines, and reconstructed every detail from memory. Small clues began to connect. The cameras near the diamond display had experienced a suspicious 15-second blackout. His chef bag had been left unattended for less than 30 seconds, the exact moment he had helped an elderly waiter who slipped in the kitchen. Someone had used that moment to frame him. Digging deeper, Daniel uncovered something far more disturbing. Victoria's company had been suffering major financial losses. Failed investments had placed her leadership at risk. The insurance payout from a high-profile theft could provide immediate relief and a distraction from her collapsing empire. Daniel kept Lily away from the danger, but she noticed his long nights. Each morning she left him small drawings with messages like, "Heroes never give up." Those words became his strength. With help from a retired colleague, Daniel accessed hidden security backups. Within deleted footage, they discovered one of Victoria's top executives entering the kitchen hallway shortly before the theft. Another clip revealed Victoria herself speaking privately with that same executive. Their expressions were tense, and an envelope changed hands. Daniel gathered evidence patiently: timestamps, financial records, deleted files, and witness accounts. The truth was clear. The theft had been planned from the beginning. Daniel had simply been the easiest person to blame. The revelation came during a board meeting where Victoria expected approval for a massive insurance claim. Instead, investigators entered with overwhelming evidence. Digital experts restored deleted footage. Auditors exposed financial fraud. Employees admitted they had been pressured into silence. Eventually, the executive who planted the diamonds confessed. Victoria's empire collapsed almost overnight. Investors withdrew. Insurance claims were denied. Criminal charges followed. The once untouchable billionaire now faced justice. But for Daniel, victory was not about revenge. It was about hearing Lily laugh again. The hotel offered him his job back with a promotion, but Daniel declined. Instead, with community support, he opened a small neighborhood restaurant in Emily's memory. Its walls were filled with photographs celebrating kindness, family, and second chances.
Every Friday, children in need received free meals, no questions asked. People came not just for the food, but for the message. Daniel often told his staff, "Life will test you, but integrity is the one thing no one can steal."
If this story touched your heart, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Corner so more people can experience stories that remind us why kindness still matters. And before you go, leave a comment sharing one act of kindness that restored your faith in humanity.
As the sun set one peaceful evening, Lily watched her father serve meals with the same quiet strength he had shown in his darkest days. She finally understood. True strength is not measured by wealth or power, but by honesty, kindness, and courage. The diamonds had once been worth $4 million, but the lesson they revealed was priceless. Truth will always find its voice, and a heart built on love and integrity will always shine brighter than any jewel in the world.